5 Shocking Ways Game of Thrones Impacted Society. Number 1. Dubrovnik, King's Landing, has become so popular that it has to turn tourists away. The HBO series has made Dubrovnik, Croatia, so popular that the city has turned tourists away in order to combat overcrowding. Dubrovnik serves as the filming location for King's Landing, Westeros' capital, and the home of the coveted Iron Throne. According to reports, Game of Thrones is responsible for a 10% annual increase in tourism in the Croatian city. We've become too popular in the last couple of years. We became a victim of our own success, said Ivan Vukovic, who has led tours in the city for 12 years. Dubrovnik, in addition to being a popular Game of Thrones attraction, has beautiful weather most of the year and a stunning coastline along the Adriatic Sea. The ancient city may benefit from the economic boost that tourism provides, but the large crowds put the city at risk of losing its World Heritage status. The city's new mayor, Mato Frankovi, has stated that he intends to limit the number of visitors to 4,000 per day, which is half of the current UNESCO limit of 8,000. Frankovi understands that a decrease in tourism will harm the economy. He said, "We will lose money in the next 2 years, €1 million maybe by cutting the number of tourists, but in the future, we will gain much more. We deserve to be a top quality destination." Number 2. The show has had a huge economic impact on Northern Ireland. Game of Thrones isn't just making a fortune for HBO. Northern Ireland, the show's primary filming location, benefits from the production as well. According to NI Screen, Game of Thrones has contributed nearly £150 million to the local economy since 2010. One reason for film production in Northern Ireland is the area's generous tax breaks. Even with those breaks, the region's returns are astronomically high. Chief Executive Richard Williams said, "In terms of jobs and services here, we're just creeping up to $150 million across the 6 seasons. To be very clear about that, that is spent on people who live here and on services that are provided by people here." Fans of the show travelled to the area to see the popular landmarks. Judith Webb, Tourism Northern Ireland's Experience Development Officer, said, "We can already see that businesses are growing on the back of the Game of Thrones series. 2 years ago, there were 3 operators promoting Game of Thrones experiences, and now we've over 25, with more in the pipeline." He then added, "Those businesses are also reporting that business has doubled each year upon year, which is just tremendous." People come for Game of Thrones and stay in Northern Ireland. Number 3. They actually teach Dothraki at a college level. Sure, students can still take boring old Spanish or French, but die-hard Game of Thrones fans in Berkeley can also get credit for learning Dothraki. Game of Thrones executives hired David J. Peterson as a language creator for the Dothraki, a nomadic horse-mounted warrior race. Fans may recall that Daenerys learns Dothraki, her husband's language, in Season 1 in order to connect with him. Peterson released a 1-hour CD and a 128-page official guide to the Dothraki language a few years ago. Dothraki, he says, is a mix of Arabic and Spanish. Andrew Garrett, Peterson's old college professor, then suggested that the linguists teach a course at Berkeley. The idea appealed to Peterson, who now plans to teach a 3-unit course titled The Linguistics of Game of Thrones and the Art of Language Invention. In the course, students are not just learning about the linguistics of the show, they are also learning how to design a language. Peterson said, "In this case, students are going to be learning how to create a naturalistic language. These are languages that attempt as nearly as possible to replicate the quirks and idiosyncrasies of natural languages, those that have evolved naturally on Earth." He then added, "It's not going to focus on the creation of alien languages, or auxiliary languages, or parody languages, etc." Number 4. It sparked the trend of television shows being broadcast in IMAX theaters. Nothing beats relaxing at home on a comfy couch with snacks while watching your favorite TV show. But what if your favorite TV show is a large-scale epic that deserves to be seen in IMAX? Game of Thrones became the first television show to air episodes in IMAX theaters on January 23, 2015. The week-long event provided fans the opportunity to screen 2 Season 4 episodes, which were digitally remastered in the IMAX format. HBO's Chief Marketing Officer Pamela Levine said, "The cinematic brilliance and grand scope of the series is perfect for the IMAX format." She then added, "We are always looking to provide fans with new and exciting ways to experience the show, and viewing 2 key episodes, along with the new trailer, on such an impressive platform makes for a great event." Number 5. Medieval studies have increased significantly in colleges across the United States. Harvard is now offering a medieval studies undergraduate course inspired by Game of Thrones. In the spring of 2018, Boston College will offer a graduate-level course. Other prestigious universities such as UC Berkeley and Virginia Tech are also participating in the Game of Thrones course study game. There must also be books if there are college courses. Academic publishers are getting into the Game of Thrones study game by publishing scholarly essays on both George R. Martin's book and the HBO series. A Martin Studies International network devoted to the works of the acclaimed author will also be launched soon. As one might expect, these courses are extremely popular. Scholars at both Virginia Tech and Harvard are working hard to increase the number of available spots for interested students. They claim that Game of Thrones is the most effective recruitment tool for medieval studies and humanities courses since The Lord of the Rings debuted in 2001.